Poker Night at the Inventory. Announced around August 2010 by Telltale Games, this game was rumored to be a different style of poker game than usually seen in other video games. When the trailers were released about a month later, fans could see that the main thing that differed from traditional games was that it was a crossover, featuring characters from different franchises. Characters from Homestar Runner, Sam & Max, Team Fortress 2, and Penny Arcade were shown to be playing each other in a no-limit tournament of cards, the first time most of these characters met with each other. Did this experimental form of play work? My answer is yes. Yes, it did. The basic story behind the game is you're all video game characters currently off work playing poker at a secret club known as the Inventory. When you arrive at the club, Reginald Van Winslow from Telltale's Tales of Monkey Island greets you at the door and gives you a quick tour around the club. As you're walking around, you see characters from Sam & Max, Strong Bad's Cool Game for Attractive People, and even the new Back to the Future games, talking, drinking, and just hanging around. He finally shows you to the back of the club where the game really begins. The game is your basic no-limit Texas Hold'em. If you don't know how to play or are new to it, the game gives a brief tutorial at the beginning to help you out. If you're still confused, don't worry. Chances are you'll have learned the game by the end of the first hand. Your interface is comprised of the standard fold, check, /call, and raise buttons, along with a slider to raise or lower your bet. That's it. This game has only a small amount of action in it. Most of your time will be spent watching the others call bets and deciding if you have good enough cards to play the hand. So the gameplay is just basically like any other Texas Hold'em game. Simply call or bluff to get good hands, win the pot, and bust the other players out. What makes this game unique, however, is who you're playing against. Max from Sam & Max, Strong Bad from Homestar Runner, Heavy Weapons Guy from Team Fortress 2, and Tycho from Penny Arcade are all competing against you to win the game. This is interesting by itself, but the interaction between the characters is amazing. Each character has a different personality, depending on their franchise, and they often talk to each other between and during hands, so it's really entertaining to see them arguing about different things. For example,
I hear the cold ones are pretty good here.
Aren't you like 10?
You, shut face! They also shake up some decent banana.
Stop it!
Nine.
each character has different thoughts on the others as well. Strong Bad and Tycho hate each other, while Heavy is suspicious of Tycho for wearing blue, while Tycho probably wants Max as a roommate, which, given Tycho's interesting desires, is probably a bad idea. In my opinion, it's hilarious to see the different personalities of each character bounce off each other. Sometimes before the beginning of the game, a character, besides you, will bet one of their possessions instead of 10k. Whoever can bust them out gets to keep it. Obviously, you want to collect these, since they give different items for Team Fortress 2, though mostly just decorative. When you win an item, the character doesn't put it up for collateral again. He can still put it up if another character wins it though, making you wonder what happens between games. Other things you can win are new tables and decks, which you acquire every time you win a game. Most just give a little variety to the game's atmosphere, but at least 5 of them have an effect on the characters or setting, making things more mysterious and/or humorous. Sadly, you win them all after 21 wins, so playing after that is just for fun. The game's not without its problems, though. There are no game options to change gameplay except a useless, easy hard button. The players are fixed, the limits are fixed, and the setting is fixed. Each game will have you facing off against 4 players for 10k. Absolutely no way to change that. Also, you know that dialogue I talked about earlier? Sometimes characters will start or stop unexpectedly in the middle of conversations. Max and Heavy may be talking about a team-up, but you'll never know how it ended since the hand is over. Tycho may make a comment about Strongbad's comment even though Strongbad never even said anything. So even though the speech system is incredibly varied, it shatters sometimes while playing a game. Another problem is the amount of texture and quality. Unless you have a decked-out gaming computer, pretty much the only way for it to run at a decent speed is to lower the quality to minimum. No great loss though, there's not much to admire in this game in terms of graphics. Finally, don't try to start the game when you have other programs up. If it takes too long to load, it'll delete your progress. Team Fortress 2 items, decks and tables, money won, all gone. Bye-bye. Overall, it's a very good game. If you're a fan of Telltale Games, Team Fortress, Penny Arcade, and or Texas Hold'em, then you definitely need to play this. The lack of features and semi-repetitive gameplay is countered out by the humor and wit of the characters, along with the slight randomizations in their strategies to keep things interesting. The atmosphere of the game makes you feel like you're actually playing poker, which is more than can be said for most other games. If that doesn't convince you, it's available on the Telltale Games and Steam for only $5, so you have nothing to lose. Telltale Games has a great idea with this game, and I personally like to see more crossovers like this. Maybe with Bone and or Wallace and Gromit?